we are finishing up with our last week of phase one, which is so crazy to me. Last week, phase one. So let's go ahead and jump on the scales and see how you did in your last weigh-in of phase one. I know I keep saying that, but can you believe it's the last weigh-in of phase one? I cannot believe it. It's like, where did time go? So let's get on the scale.
$187.
All right, that means I have some standings here. We officially know for phase one who's in first place, second place, third place, fourth place, how much you guys have lost. So in sixth place, actually, you know what? We'll save these till later. We'll get to that later. We're not going to do that yet. Never mind. I know you guys don't really want to know right now. Did Donna just... What? We have an order. We have a system, Carmen. Anyway, so tonight is really going to be tonight's going to be about you guys. It's going to be about kind of what you've accomplished in the past 12 weeks, what you've done, because even though most of you aren't ultimately where you want to be, you're not at the finish line, but you're certainly not where you were. Like, if you think about how much has changed in the past 12 weeks, first and foremost, most of us stopped the cycle of gaining, because let's just be honest, most of us for the past 10 years have been getting more unhealthy, not healthier. We have been aging the other way, not aging in reverse. But over the past 12 weeks, what you guys have done, you've changed habits, you've changed you've changed your body, you've changed the size of your butt, you've changed your energy level, you've changed your muscles. Like, you've literally changed so many things. And so tonight, it's not about, celebrating that we've arrived, but it is about taking a moment as we enter the halfway through mark in the program and recognizing how far you really have come. And so we are going to get to the final standings, but we're going to do that a little bit later. Don't worry. You will know exactly where you landed, who won season 9, all the things. We will get to that before we're done. But yeah, we're gonna talk about you guys tonight. And so I have a series of questions.
My name is Catherine, and I have released 27.7 pounds in 12 weeks.
I'm Hannah, and I've released 23.8 pounds in 12 weeks.
I'm Deborah, and I have lost 17.2 pounds in 12 weeks.
Hey, I'm Laura, and I've lost 42.8 pounds in 12 weeks.
And my name is Susan, and I have shredded 7.2 pounds.
My name is Donna, and I have lost, never to find again, 24.6 pounds in the last 12 weeks.
My favorite quote from this season was remembering that finishing strong is a choice, because that seems to have been my struggle when I've tried to lose weight before, is I'll have a little bit of progress and then I will settle for good enough instead of where I want to be. So just reminding myself that finishing strong is a choice and that I can do it.
Our habits will define where we end up in this program.
Okay, so mine, I'm a little biased, actually comes from something my mom said in the meeting that she helped host, which was when she said that there will come a day where you drive by your favorite restaurant or fast food place and you actually won't want it.
One is the scale is just a piece to the puzzle. It's not the whole picture. We sometimes get hung up on the number on the scale, but then we have to look, how's my clothes fitting? How am I feeling? What's my energy? So the scale is just a piece to the puzzle.
So I have two of the memorable quotes. One is the weekend being a strong end. And the other one that I have probably used the most has been, it's all fudgy poop.
You might have to help me on this one. So there's actually two that I really like. The one is a little success. What is the phrase? A little bit of success can either stall you out or can be a killer.
The worst thing about success is a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so that, and then nothing changes if nothing changes.
Okay. I don't want to just spout the first thing that comes to my mind because truly, actually, you know what? The biggest revelation that I have continuously had day after day when I get in bed and I have checked all my containers and I have done the things that I'm supposed to do, laying in bed thinking how incredibly amazing and happy I am when I do the things that before when I was eating whatever I wanted, I thought I can never be happy. This is true happiness, chips and salsa, a show, something sweet after. I thought this is going to suck because I'm starting a diet tomorrow and I'll just never be probably fully happy again. But the happiness I feel laying in bed, it's like unmatched. It's like almost like a high and it's incredible. And it's like Carmen, when you say there's always that one annoying person that's like, you need to work out. I feel like that with all my girlfriends with eating food. I'm like, have an apple, you will be thriving. So yeah, that is an amazing revelation of truly happiness comes from eating God food.
All right, so I have two that kind of go hand in hand. So the quote or the realization that I just kept telling myself a lot is that I can do hard things. But then the realization that I had from that is that losing weight isn't hard. Yes, it's hard work. It does require time and effort, but when you have the right plan, when you have the right coach and the right, accountability group, it's actually really easy to do. You just have to follow directions and it's easy. So it does require work and effort, but it's not hard.
Probably the one thing that stands out the most to me, of course, I have thoroughly enjoyed having Carmen be my coach. And it's how my palate for food has changed. And how my body feels when I do eat the right things. I feel like I'm more in tune now to my body in when I feed it the right things, my energy, how I feel, the inflammation that is going away. And that is been a big deal for me.
And I love what you said that your palate has changed because no one tells you that. Like no one, when we're fluffy, we think about all of our favorite foods and we think about, I can't have this and I can't have that. And listen, I'm like probably always going to like Taco Bell, but I don't love it in the same way, if that makes sense. Like your palate does change, your taste buds do change, which is you crave things that you never could imagine craving. But
yeah, really. My kids, they keep asking me, who are you and what have you done with our mother when there are certain foods? I said, no, I don't need that. And so.
I would say my biggest revelation that is if you want something different, you have to pivot. You have to take a new highway. And I definitely thought that was going to be so hard and, to take the road untraveled. But to kind of back up what Hannah was saying, I feel like once we're on the plan, it's really not that hard. And it's just about being consistent, not only during the weekdays where I feel like it's a lot easier because I have like a pattern of going to work. But on the weekends, staying consistent.
Okay, I think for myself, I have never gotten on a scale every morning, ever. And so that was an eye opener, but the consistency that I did, and I think I'm trying to remember how long I've gone without ever having a drink whatsoever, like a glass of wine or alcohol or anything like that. And so this was a revelation for me on that, but getting on the scale every morning and the detailed things, how it affects the rest part of your life. I knew it would, but I guess I don't think I was quite prepared for how much it has made. I knew if I would zero in this area of my life, then everything else in my life would level up as well. And it has.
Before, when I've lost weight over the past 30 years, I've always limited the food or the kind of food, like no carbs, keto, all this stuff. And what has amazed me with this program is, yes, you're doing the containers, but you can still have the carbs. Today I had a sweet potato and oatmeal. I mean, so I'm not, I'm not cutting out a food group, that you can have a balanced diet and still lose weight.
Okay, so definitely I hear a lot of people saying that the hardest thing for them is the water, and I find that to be the opposite. I always say that it's because I use a gallon water bottle that has timers on it. And so it just, as long as I'm under that time, I find it to be easy. A lot of days I'm finished way before 9 o'clock, which is the last mark on there. And I find myself hearing people say how hard the water part is. I'm like, I don't get it. Get you a water bottle that's marked. But the water to me is not that bad.
Right. So for me, it was putting all the pieces together, right? When I first heard, okay, we've got the containers, we've got the water, it's getting on the scale every day, like all the other things that we do every single day. Especially as a to-do list person, I initially felt very overwhelmed with like, what? I'm going to have all of this to do in a day. But literally after the first week, it's just so normal to me now. And like, I don't even think about it. Like just yesterday, it was technically a rest day for me. And I didn't need to have the recover, but I was kind of like, I don't get to have my recover today. Like, and I didn't even have to plan that. Like, so it's putting all the pieces together that initially seemed like this is going to be really hard. I'm going to miss something. But then after a few days of doing it, it just became so normal. It just became a habit.
So, for me, what I thought was going to be hard, that was easier than I thought, was the food. I thought it was going to be very restrictive, that I was going to feel deprived. But the steps just became the norm. And I look forward to my Shakeology and the Recover, because to me it tastes like a Wendy's Frosty. So I feel like I'm cheating because I'm still getting my Frosty.
Since we are in the holiday season, and I feel like there's 2 get-togethers a week lately, and they're just going to keep happening until Christmas. I just thought it was going to be so hard to navigate the Christmas parties and not drinking. And what I've realized is people are very they don't even notice. It's no big deal. I've had some friend ones, and I brought a fancy water bottle, and had lemonade in it, and like no one even said like, oh, why aren't you drinking? I just thought it was gonna be this way bigger deal, and no one notices. People are very unobservant.
Okay, so I'm usually very busy and on the phone a lot. And so I thought the Marco Polos were going to be a pain in the ass. But I have come to really, really appreciate and enjoy and cherish these friendships that I have made. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every one of you. And I hope we can all stay connected and continue, but that I am not a chatty girl. I am not the type that you pick up and just chat about every little thing. And at first I was like, we're going to have to listen to all 5 of these every day. And now I look forward to them. And anyway, I just really appreciate this group.
For me, it was the workouts. I would go walking before this plan started. I would go walking, I would get on the elliptical or whatnot, but to do a workout, in my living room, watching on the TV was just, I thought this is never going to happen, but it happened every day. And on Sundays, it's like I really miss it. Even though it's a rest day and we don't do it, we still want to go walk or whatever, but it's like I miss the workouts when I don't do them on Sundays or rest days. So
First off, I would tell them that putting yourself first is not allowing yourself to give into every craving or feeling for whether it be food, alcohol, being lazy. I'm just going to sit on the couch all day and watch movies and eat chips. That's not putting yourself first. Because I used to think that it was like self-care, and a huge one that I would also say that has been kind of my motto is choose your hard. I think it was Susan that mentioned that, like, just it's hard being fat and unhealthy and lazy, but it's also hard, eating healthy and, this and that, getting up early to work out, as we know. So choose your hard, because either way that you turn in life, there's going to be things that are hard, but putting yourself first doesn't look like what the world may tell us a lot of times.
I would ask, why are you waiting? If you've spent time like I did looking for the right program, looking for the right coach, or even just waiting for the right time, well, great news. You found it. Like, this is the plan. Carmen is the coach. And don't let yourself buy into the excuse of, well, this isn't the right time for me. I've got this coming up. Yeah. Being on plan over Thanksgiving and Christmas didn't seem like the right time to me either. But it was my right time. So just stop waiting and apply and do it now. And then the other thing I would say is to let go of your excuses, because there will always be an excuse. You will always have a reason why you can't do it or why now isn't the time. And there's nothing super duper special about me. So if I can let go of my excuses and I can do this, you can too. And I was talking to someone a few weeks ago and telling them about this program. And they were like, oh, well, I can't do the workouts. I've got a bad knee, I think it was. And I was just like, and I was trying to be so kind and nice about it. And then I was like, well, my mom has had 2 knee replacements and she does the workouts. And the look on their face was like, holy crap. I was like, yeah, so your sports injury from 20 years ago is not going to keep you from doing these workouts if my mom with 2 knee replacements can do them. So, just let go of your excuses and stop waiting.
I would tell someone to take a leap of faith, and that you are worth it. And Carmen, and the biggest transformation is the secret sauce, and how I was able to lose the weight that I have, lose the inflammation that I was carrying in my body. And just to believe in it and go for it. Don't wait. Go for it.
I would tell someone that they are worth it, and if they are stuck in fear, it is okay to take that first step and take that jump and join a program. And the support you'll get here is amazing from the other people going through it. And if you're scared about the workouts, just a reminder, it's only 3% of your day and you are worth 3% and you got to fit it in. So you will not regret it.
So mine would be, well, first of all, I have gotten tons of compliments on my hair. My hair has just grown like crazy. I know I need to go get it. My roots are horrible, but I get so many compliments on my hair and I'm like, well, it is the program because of all the things that the supplementals that are in there. But if somebody were asking me, I would tell them, yes, for me, the weight loss, my 7.2 pounds was just as tough as Laura's 42.8 pounds. But on top of that, I would say what it does for your character and for your emotional health, and there's so much out there on emotional health right now, I would say this is the best thing that you can do for your mental and emotional health. It will affect, it just takes you to a whole new level. You feel so good about yourself, and all that, like the weight loss and the hair and the energy and all of that those are just amazing side effects.
Okay, mine was don't let your age or your size stop you. This is way out of my comfort zone to even be here talking to a group like this. And don't be a doubter, be an overcomer. And when you have the right coach and the castmates that you're going to have, it's going to make all the difference in the world, whether you succeed or not, having the right plan. So, and having a daughter that pushes you and nags you to get your application done. I love you, Hannah.
I think that was supposed to be a compliment. Who loves you and nags you? Awesome. Oh my goodness. Sometimes all of us need a little push or a nudge or a nag, whatever you want to call it, right? That's amazing. And it really is one of those things that as we approach this halfway mark in this season, in this program for you guys, to really take a moment and look back and reflect on how far you have come, like to take a look at your progress, to compare those side-by-side photos in just your body, right? Your physical body. Where was your physical body 12 weeks ago and where is it today, and how fast your life can transform, not to mention the habits, the energy, the sleep, the hair, all the things, all the side effects that come with it. And so speaking of taking a moment and recognizing, we can go ahead and do our standings. So after 12 weeks in 6th place, down 7.2 pounds, 6.11%, Miss Susan. And I love, one of the things that I did not realize when I was, almost 300 pounds is sometimes I would meet people or see people that only had 5 or 10 pounds to lose. And I so judged, like, my lot was way harder because I had so much to lose. And I looked at them and I was like, whatever, you're already goals. Like, what are you talking about? But what I have realized throughout the past decade is that sometimes those last 5 or 10 pounds do affect these other areas in the same way. And then it's the same things that they go through. And so I think that was so true. And I love how in a program like this, we can have people from all different ages, shapes, sizes, different amounts of weight to lose. And I think that's really cool that we can be in a program like this together. In 5th place, down 17.2 pounds, 8.21%, Miss Deborah. And Deborah, I was just telling your story to somebody today here in Honduras about how this really has been a time for you that you never, if you could have forecasted the future and known the emotional stuff that you were going to be put through during this past couple months, you probably never would have said, yes, on top of that, let me do this other program. but I think obviously God already knew what you were going to be going through, and could not think of a more perfect time for you to be in this program and to be able to control what you can control, to control what you can when everything else is out of control. And just been so proud of you, the way you've navigated through these tough emotional situations, and you've stayed committed. You've stayed the course. You've stayed the path. You've kept your goals in front of you, and it just really has inspired me. And I've been telling so many other people that also have been struck with unexpected circumstances and tragedy. I get that, but Deborah has too, and look what she's doing. And I think it's an example that, you know what, stuff happens and we can't control that. But we can control is not to let us derail and spiral us into this place that just makes it worse. And so awesome job. In fourth place, down 24.6 pounds, 11.62%, Miss Donna. In third place, down 27.7 pounds, just popped out a kid, 12.46%, Catherine. Which means in second place, down 42.8 pounds, the biggest loser of the entire season, lost the most amount of weight, 42 pounds in 12 weeks, 12.8%, Laura. Awesome job. In first place, she claimed the spot from the beginning, and she has managed to keep her little butt there. And I can say little butt because her butt is now little. She has managed to keep her little butt there. On 23.8 pounds, 15.86%, Miss Hannah. And I just got to bring you up here for a moment, Hannah. Hannah. Although, you know, you guys are all like the biggest losers ever, right? Isn't it great to be a loser? So, Hannah, when you started this, did you ever think, because obviously you were finishing your weight loss, you had already started, did you think that you would be the winner of season 9 and you'd be at that top spot, losing the biggest percentage of your body?
Absolutely not. And I decided early on that even if I finished dead last, as long as I get to my goal, that's all that I really wanted. And there were, I mean, Laura and Catherine and Mom and really everyone, they were all coming for me all season, right? Like they were, every week they were pushing a little bit harder. And so I was fully prepared to come in tonight and have one of them claim the top spot. And that's what I love about, though, how close we've all gotten, is I was cheering for them, right? I was hoping one of them would take it tonight because I've seen how hard they work, and I've just grown to love these ladies so much. And I'm just really excited to see what's next for us and where we all end up after phase 2.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Awesome job. For those of you watching, you can look forward to a separate interview with Miss Hannah where she will tell you all the secrets, all the things she's done, all the things you haven't seen, the behind the scenes, all the things. Yeah, so amazing, awesome job, Hannah. And really awesome job to all of you guys. Like, as your coach, and you know, obviously every season we have so many applicants, and as you're going through them, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming of who gets to be in the season, like who gets picked, like who gets to go through the program. And especially this season being a smaller season and having a more intimate cast because of, you know, scheduling and stuff like that. And to sit back and watch each and every one of you really push through your own obstacles, your own difficulties, to triumph over things that have stopped you in the past has really just been such a joy. And you guys are the biggest reason why I do what I do, and why even through busy travel schedules, I mean, it would have been really easy to just not do a season this past 3 months, knowing my schedule, you know, trekking through the wilderness of Honduras City to get back to do this freaking thing, but also so happy to do it. Like never once thinking, oh man, like it was like, no, like these women have worked their tails off literally. And tonight is our last call of phase 1. And the people in the admin like, why couldn't you have somebody else host it for you? I could have, but I chose not to. Why? Because I love, love, love being a part of your journeys, and I love watching you literally craft out this life that you're creating. And so as we come into the second phase, it's really about going back to the basics, making sure we stay out of the gray zone, making sure we really go back to, okay, what did I sign on that contract? Going back to what is your why? Watching that why video, remembering what is my vision? Where do I want to be in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? What do I want my life to be? And then making sure our actions line up with it. The good news is we're only halfway through the program. You get the whole second phase left. But as fast as phase 1 went, phase 2 zips even faster. In phase 2, you're going to become mentors, and I can't wait to watch you guys, several more of you achieve your goals, and those of you that don't achieve your goals in phase 2, you're going to be that much closer to them, which is so exciting. So exciting.